As in many other professions, as a musician, the gaffer tape is your best friend. Hi, my name is Walter Fischbacher. I'm a jazz pianist based in New York City. I'm currently on tour with Czech trumpet player Laco Deczi. Today's episode is about my gear, what I bring on the bus, on stage, and little tips and tricks I picked up along the way. Let's dive right in. I use a setup with 3 keyboards. My main keyboard is an 88-key weighted action Casio PX5S. And everybody thinks Casio, they make those play-along keyboards for solo entertainers, but this is actually a decent master keyboard. It's got some, let's say, halfway decent sounds and enough master keyboard functions so you can get away with in a small setup. My second keyboard is a Yamaha Motif 6. It's a bit dated, but I still like the sounds. I use some horn sounds and some synth sounds, and I quite like it. Also, it's nice that it's a bit wider. You can place a mixing board on it if needed, or you can glue your set list on there, so that's kind of convenient. And yeah, this one I brought from the States, so it's still 110 volt. You couldn't change the voltage internally. As a third keyboard I use a Korg X50, honestly for no particular reason. We just found it in the drummer's rehearsal space really, and I just use it mostly for pads in the background. As a front of house and monitor mix, we use a Allen & Heath Q16. It's got 16 in and a lot of options for monitoring. It's got 6 mono and 3 stereo channels, so everybody can have their own monitor mix. It can be handled via iPad, which is really convenient because we don't travel with a sound guy, so we do our own sound. As a PA, we use a KV Audio. That's a brand that's actually produced in Slovakia, and it's up with other high-end brands like Meyer Audio. It really sounds good. It's really powerful. You can play open airs up to 1,000 people just with those 2 medium-sized subs. I used to have Shure in-ear monitoring, those 3 driver systems, until I lost them, and then I didn't want to spend another $500 for another set. So I bought some cheap consumer headphones for $50. I think it's Sony. I discovered they actually sound better than the Shure. And what I did, I bought the Shure foam earpieces for $15 and sort of surgically glued them on the Sonys, and it really works. It's affordable and it sounds great. I use a Millennium stand for my main keyboard. Unfortunately, I just looked it up, they don't sell that particular model anymore, which is a shame because I really like it. It's very easy to handle, quick to fold up, and it's for the main master keyboard with the weighted keys. It's pretty stable. I prefer it to the ultimate fancy 2 or 3 tier stands that are really wobbly on the main keyboard. For the second keyboard I use a regular X stand. Then for the third keyboard, instead, as I said, bringing an ultimate 3 tier keyboard stand, I use my own MacGyvered foam version. So I just cut out 2 pieces of foam and glue them on with gaff tape. And it's pretty stable actually. It's easy to carry. I don't have to carry a third piece of equipment, and it works fine. As for power supply, I always leave the wall warts plugged in the extensions so they don't get messed up. This is my cable case. As you can see, very important. Rolls of gaffer tape, and as I showed in the little intro earlier, please tape your foot pedals to the floor. It's nothing more annoying than a sustain pedal that keeps sliding during the gig, and then you try to fix it and then you mess up, and so, tape your pedals. The cases I use for the keyboards, this one is an SKB 5211W, and that's actually a utility case, as I understand, used for guns usually. And if you use Casio keyboards, they actually just fit right in. For the second keyboard I use an SKB case as well. This is also very tightly fit because I used one size too small, but the keyboard just fits in. And here is a little sample of the sounds I use on this particular gig. And that's how it sounds on the gig. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and check out walterfischbacher.com for more music and concert dates.